welcome to part 58 of the Kyuck series. This is actually what I'm calling Kyuck shorts, techniques that are in our book and are not often practiced this much these days. We don't practice them that much in the dojo, but I just thought I'd cover them in case there are people out there who want to do them. So in this episode, we're actually doing two techniques that are very similar from the same family. Before I covered the kwang, which is the spear hand. This is now the kwang, two-finger spear hand strike, and the kwang, the one-finger spear hand strike. Now, I'm just going to preference this straight away with saying I do not like these techniques personally, and I can't think of any actual practical reason why they would be ever used. A strike to the eye, I would not teach my students as a first line of defense, and if there was a situation that was very serious, and again, we're talking very, very serious, I would not use my fingers to strike that area. If I wanted to go into the eye, I would push in, which again, I wouldn't need the accuracy, and I'd most likely use my thumb. But with that being said, I'm going to cover the two techniques very, very quickly. We'll start off with the kwang because this is actually in one of our one steps, Ilsu Sectarian Suki number 17. So this technique is like a punch, but you take your two fingers. Now, as you know, your fingers are very delicate, so you put a slight bend in your fingers so they look more like antennae, and they just go straight towards the eyes. And again, you can do this in front stance most commonly. It can be basic or reverse. Actually, number 17, it's in a back stance, so it can be done in a back stance as well. But traditionally in line work, I always did it as a front stance technique. And again, the main tip I would give you is just don't have your fingers straight, have them ever so slightly bent. Now, the kwang is the one that is more fascinating. Again, I've seen this practiced many ways. I'm just going to go from the way I was taught it. And again, please leave in the comments below if you have any disagreements or you taught it another way. So the way I was taught it was like no other technique that we had in our Kicho line work. Most techniques we do in Tang Soo Do that we strike with our hands, we leave the hand out there. But in this technique, just to explain that you have your finger upright, like you're pointing towards someone, and then you put your three fingers to support it. And then if I turn it around the other way, your thumb is in here, so it kind of looks like a James Bond gun. Now, this technique was always done in back stance in my class, off the front hand, and it would be struck with a very short strike and then brought back. So it had a snap to it. And again, as a teenager practicing this technique, I thought it was really interesting because we didn't have any other techniques like this. But again, practically, I cannot see a single reason why I would use this technique. So again, it's one of the techniques that is sort of lost and forgotten, and I only really go through it for my senior grades when we're covering all the strikes of the Tang Soo Do syllabus. Not your one finger straight, because again, your one finger is weak, but the three fingers supporting it. And the fascinating thing was it went out and then in. We never went one and then held our hand there when we trained. But again, you might have trained a different way, which is all good. Just a preference. Again, I do not believe these techniques would ever be needed for self-defense. And if you did need to strike to the eyes for a very serious reason, this would not be the way that I did it. Next month we will be doing a more traditional kick that will take a lot more explanation. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and comment below if you agree or disagree with eye strikes. Thanks.